it has been really challenging. You know, I won't lie. I have a few clients of mine who have purely offline businesses. So one of them is a gym, another one, you know, yoga studio. Someone else
Oh
has a
yeah,
beauty business,
that's tough.
and they have been massively impacted. So a couple of my clients had to close the doors down completely, and it was like, well, we're really struggling here. What can you do to try and help us, you know? And so for me at the moment, it's almost like, you know, panic mode, you know. It's like, well, what do I do to try and help everyone? So I have a Facebook group, and I've been doing a series which it's like a daily series where it's literally build a bulletproof business on lockdown series, and I've been posting content in there every single day, with the idea being that, you know, what strategies can I share? People are at home now, that, you know, they are looking now to pivot online. So those who are not online, I've been saying this like literally since the start of this whole outbreak. It's like, if you refuse to market and if you stop your marketing altogether, what's going to happen is, once we get outside the other side of this virus, and we will, you know, this too shall pass.
Hmm.
You know, if you're not constantly keeping in touch with your customer base, if you're not trying to put yourself out there, and you're not at least keeping in touch with them, then what's going to happen is people are going to forget about you. So when you do actually get back to normal, back to business, you're going to find it's that much harder to gain that traction again. You know, so it's really important that people don't lose sight. You know, you've got to keep pushing yourself out there. And I think for some businesses, this is a real challenge. Just today, I had a conversation with a potential client actually, who they have a decorating business, and they said, well, we don't know what to do now. Even though we're selling a whole load of stock, we actually physically can't go in and decorate people's rooms, you know?
Mm.
And so I was sharing a whole bunch of strategies with her of how she could continue to be in business while not actually offering that service, you know. And the focus really primarily is on building a social media presence, you know, sharing really awesome content, and then continuing to be able to sell off the back of that. So yeah, it's been really challenging, and even my own business has been impacted, because the clients who sadly have purely offline businesses, they are having to really claw back on a lot of expenses. Here the government has introduced a measure where you're allowed to furlough your staff, which basically means that once you stop operating, you can literally have the government pay you 80% of what your salary would have been. But the caveat there is you're not allowed to work after that. So
Mhm.
while the government has put lots of wonderful measures in place to try and protect the economy and keep it churning over, there is this sort of hidden sort of, people are really frightened underneath all of that. They're really scared. And I think my job really is to try and reassure people that actually there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's just going to be a very long tunnel.
Sure, absolutely. So for our listeners and our viewers, because the video is also going to be on the Chanel and Muck Boots website, could you give your top 5 tips for right now, so anyone listening, watching, can take those tips, run with it, and implement today to help them get their business either to a higher level or to kickstart
Yeah.
their business?
Yeah. So number one, and I, you know, this seems like really rudimentary, but it's something that a lot of people don't do. Okay. You need to get your cash flow in hand. This is so important. Most business owners don't have a cash flow. They do not understand the movement of money in and out of their business. I mean, I have a cash flow that I literally update every week. And it's so important, because a cash flow is almost like a thermometer or a barometer reading of your business, and it's going to give you, it's like a crystal ball, so to
Mhm.
speak. It's telling you what's going to happen 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road. I mean, my cash flow at the moment is spread out over 6 months, so I know 6 months from now how much cash there's going to be in the business, and whether I'm going to be in the hole or whether I'm going to be in a good place, and then I can make, you know, different decisions accordingly. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, you've got to have a budget to actually market. Okay. And I would say, keep it really minimal at the moment. If you do not have an online business but you want to be online, the
Mhm.
best place to start is with social media, because it's free. Seriously. Okay. You know, you can use tools such as Buffer, which is free, and you can post cross platform. And you know, the biggest tip that I'm going to give people is, focus on the solutions that you can actually help people with. So if you're a decorator, give them tips, you know, give them DIY tips, right? And start sharing really amazing content. I mean, your customers are looking to you for guidance. That's what they're looking for. And you know, here's the thing, the opportunity right now really is online, because I think the internet usage over here, I don't know about in the USA, but here in the UK, it's spiked by 70%. Literally everyone's online right now. So if you're not online, you're making a big mistake. Tip number 3 is your emails. Okay, so if you don't have a list, why ever not? You've got to have a list, and you've got to be sending out amazing content. Doesn't matter, even if you're only sending out 1 email a week. This is not about pitching. It really isn't. This is about giving value. And if you want to put like a pitch in there, wrap your offers in really awesome content. So give the value first, then ask for the sale. Don't make it about yourself. It's always about your customer. Okay, very, very important. Tip number 4 really is to look for the opportunity. So it's really about understanding, well, okay, I have an offline business, but what parts of this could potentially be moved online? So I have a friend of mine who has a gym, and what he started doing is he started doing online classes, immediately online classes, and he's charging a very small amount, like really literally very minimal. And the first place he started with is with his database, and I think about 20% of his list actually took him up on that offer. Now this is really good, because you know, it keeps you in touch with your very people, but also at the same time it allows for your customers to experience that other side. You know, it's keeping them hopeful and allowing them to see that, oh well, it's business as usual. It's a bit different, but it's business as usual, right? And then the last tip that I'm going to give, and this might seem a little bit counterintuitive, but make yourself available for everyone, right? So your audience is looking for reassurance. People are scared, people are very uncertain, they are really not in a good place. It's your job to be the leader. It's your job to really show that you know what you're doing, and that you are going to be the calm in the storm. Okay, so you are the one that is going to be that voice of reason. You're going to continue sharing really awesome, amazing content with them. You're going to continue helping them, and they can reach out to you whenever you want. So like with me, I've been doing a ton of free consults, literally. And it's like, guys, listen, you know, it doesn't cost to bounce ideas around. If you're stuck,
Absolutely.
get on a call with me. I'm not going to pitch you. You know, if you want my help and you want to, you know, look at my services, of course, you know, that's another conversation that we can have. But, you know, primarily, my job is to try and give them that reassurance, because they are so scared right now. And that's what they need. They need that reassurance.
And
so
you absolutely nailed it. The calm in the storm. And one thing that I remind myself, and I try to remind friends, is, you know, when you speak and what you post on social media, you have to act as though your children and your grandchildren are listening and watching your every move, because they are. They're looking to you for guidance. They're looking to you for assurance. So, you know, they are learning how to behave in a situation, and this is unprecedented. No one has gone through this before.
No.
And our kids are looking to us to be the leaders. And you're absolutely right. The calm during the storm. And it's not easy. You know, we're losing sleep. We're anxious. We're tired. We're grumpy. It's all of that. But we have to try our best every day to keep our stress levels down, because that's how we keep our immune system up.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And it's really interesting. So we have a family WhatsApp group, and I've made it a point to share something funny on that group every single day, because people need to laugh.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Wall. I'm doing the same thing. I'm sharing really funny things on my wall, because do you know what? People need a distraction, and they don't need to see doom and gloom wherever they go. They're already aware of that. And so adding to that is not helpful in the slightest. You've got to get people excited. You've got to get them laughing, and you've got to see the funny side of it, because we're all in this together.
We're all in this together. Absolutely. And the common thread throughout all the women that I'm going to be talking to and listening from throughout the globe is, we're the common thread. We are all in this together, literally. This is happening throughout the world right now. So, you know, nobody's immune to what's going on out there. So Afra, how could someone get in touch with you if they have questions? You know, they're listening to your suggestions and they're like, yeah, this sounds pretty good. What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
So the best So it's actually through my Facebook group. So if you check online Facebook and then just put in Mind Hack Marketing, it should bring up my group, and then go ahead, go join that group. And there's so much content in there. There's loads. I mean, like I'm posting challenges. I'm like today I was sharing how to basically run ads profitably, because that's something that people don't know how to do. So I'm trying very hard to actually focus on like I said, getting people to a stronger position when people get out of the other side of this. And this is just something that I think that all of your listeners really need to understand. If you have a business, what they're going to look for is they're going to look for that leadership, right? And they're going to look for your help. And you know what, right now, okay, fair enough, people might not be buying from you right now, but do you know what, when we get outside the other side of this, they're going to remember you, and they're going to think, oh my God, she was the one that was sharing all of that insanely awesome, helpful content, and she's the person that I need to go to, and I need to get her help. And they will hire you. So it's a time thing. That's all it is. And you just have to be okay with that.
It's wonderful. So it's Mind Hack Marketing, and that's on Facebook.
Yes, that's.
And anyone could join your group. They don't have to be a client. They don't have to be a customer.
Not at all. Not at all. So anyone who needs help with marketing at all, if you're interested in marketing and you want to learn how to do it properly, that's the group for you.
This is beautiful. Beautiful. You know what? I am so thankful to you for taking the time out of your evening, and God bless. And we're all going to get through this together. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Afra.
Well, you're very welcome. It's been an absolute pleasure being here.
It's wonderful to see you, and we're going to keep in touch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you so much.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much for having me.